Another week, boys, and another TWAB. This week at Bungie, we are extending Season of Arrivals. The launch date for our next expansion, Destiny 2 Beyond Light, has been moved to November 10th, 2020. If you missed the full announcement, you can check it out here. We'll wait until you've given it a read. So yeah, we went over this earlier, guys. Actually, literally barely an hour ago. Essentially, yes, the game has been pushed back to November, which has some pros and cons, right? Obviously, having more time to work on Destiny, perfect Beyond Light, is a good thing. Downside is, how strategic November will actually be, who knows? Up to speed, while we're sad to keep the secret of Europa under wraps for a few extra weeks, our dev team is putting in work to deliver an adventure that is worthy of your bravery. Doing that work from our homes finds us very far away from our usual ideal of working together in a studio, which is currently still quarantined. So we're taking the time we need to do it right under the most challenging of conditions. With the extra time between September and November, we have some plans to make the most of the suddenly longer season. So first up, Moments of Triumph will be extended to November 10th, 2020. Getting in close on some tougher triumphs, here's a little extra time to finish them off. Also, the show must go on. Festival of the Lost will now take place during Season of the Arrivals, beginning on October 6th. We're also planning a handful of ritual activity modifiers to look forward to: increased Valor, increased Infamy, increased Redacted, a few additional Ironbanner events between September and November, and more. Okay, so this is actually the updated Season of the Arrivals map. Notice the dates here that's been shifted and changed. Honestly, not too much has really changed other than the dates. And of course, the addition of Festival of the Lost. It's good that Bungie's doing these other things though, but I do foresee things getting a tad bit dry as this season goes on. Now Bungie says, we know that no amount of extra Infamy or Valor will keep your hunger satiated, but we will have a few more surprises to share on the road to launch. Stay tuned. In the meantime, the pages that appeared on the day we revealed Beyond Light have been updated with all the new and relevant information. Bookmark them or pass them along to your friends. Some of in-game UI elements will not reflect the new launch date until a future update. So alrighty then, guys. Yep, Beyond Light has been actually kicked back to November. Same month with a lot of games. I know I brought up Cyberpunk 2077. Some people have even brought up Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which looks amazing. There's just a lot going on that month. Am I still gonna buy Destiny 2 Beyond Light? Yeah. Am I gonna be grinding my balls off to finish it up as quickly as I can to go play Cyberpunk? Absolutely. Now, Bungie continues, maybe we are conquerors. Contrary to what Zavala believes, many among you became conquerors last season with the introduction of Grandmaster difficulty Nightfalls. Even though we turned the challenge up to 11, you were able to smash through the ranks of enemy combatants and earn your prize. While the season will follow the same flow, completing all available Nightfalls on Grandmaster difficulty to earn the Conqueror title, we made some adjustments to the activity rewards to make things feel a bit more fruitful. Here's a refresher of patch notes from Destiny 2 Update 2.9.0, which was actually an update back in June. So first up, Nightfall the Ordeal increased Masterwork material drops for Grandmaster Nightfall difficulty. Grandmaster completion at Platinum, Gold, and Silver levels now have a higher chance of dropping an exotic armor item. Grandmaster completion at Platinum level now guarantees 1 Ascendant Shard, the small chance at 1 additional, and 4 enhancement prisms with moderate chance at 1 to 2 additionally. Grandmaster completion at Gold level now guarantees 2 enhancement prisms with a moderate chance at 2 additional. Grandmaster completion at Silver level now has a small chance at 2 enhancement prisms. Alright, so if you're on the hunt for that perfectly rolled exotic armor piece, or if you're trying to fully masterwork as many armor pieces as possible, it is almost time to put your skills to the test. Slay the darkness, claim your loot. Grandmaster difficulty becomes available Tuesday, July the 21st. That's next week, guys. A lot of good changes, man. It's gonna make it feel more rewarding, drop more loot, and I will say, if you are looking for exotic armor pieces with high stat rolls, this is a great place to do it. I'm talking like 67 stat rolls and above. It's kind of crazy. Considering that we have an extra month and a half that's being added to this season, what the hell else are we gonna do? I'm probably gonna just be grinding for God Roll Exotics. I think that's what I'm gonna do now, as those won't be sunset. Bungie continues farming with the dogs. Last week was pretty crazy. Bungie today brought an update to Destiny 2, unlocking a new exotic quest, new Umbral Ingrams, and more. 5 raids also entered feature status, losing their weekly loot lockouts. In other words, Players can play the feature raids multiple times a week to grind out high stat armor and raid exotics that they have not earned yet. If you've been taking a swing at these Moments of Triumph's objectives this year, you may have also noticed that Contender's Ghost Shell from Prestige to Leviathan has become available through a Triumph. In the last few days, an issue came up to light that the Contender Shell perk also lost their loot lockouts, combined with some raid encounters that can be completed in under 5 minutes. This led to an incredible quick way to earn Bright Ingrams, which further increased Legendary Shard and Glimmer earn rates. As such, the Seeker of Brilliance perks has been temporarily disabled. Our current goal is to have a hotfix in early August that adds the weekly lockout back to the specific perk. Once we have more information on an expected patch date, we'll let you know via Bungie Help on Twitter. As a note, the Seeker of Violence perk remains active. If you're looking to round out your exotic collections or earn better rolls on exotic armor, equip this Ghost Shell before jumping into Leviathan raids. Now, continued support. Earlier this week, Destiny 2 Hotfix 2.9.1.1 was released, addressing a collection of issues that impact controller inputs and general gameplay. They also pushed a hotfix out this past Tuesday with the Horde got a fix where it was bugging out, glide jump canceling, emotes that were allowing people to bug out of environments, a bunch of different stuff, guys. We also have some current known issues that are looking to be fixed, means to an inquest, of course, the Seeker of Brilliance on the Contender Shell, and of course, the infamous Beaver errors. Dude, Beaver is just now a part of Destiny, right? You just see it every single week. At this point, I don't even know what it'd be like to not get a Beaver error. Now, Bungie also dropped a note here, as announced previously. The new release date for Beyond Lights will be November 10th, 2020. With this change, the end dates for Season of Arrivals and Moments of Triumphs have also been moved to November 10th. The implementation of the related systems, such as moving of certain activities to the Destiny Content Vault and the effect of max power level through infusion, have also been pushed back. So again, things like Titan, IO, Leviathan, and all that stuff going away and getting vaulted won't occur until then. Jesus, I would hope not. Now, DMG leaves us with a final note. A major announcement like the one we dropped today creates new questions. We know you also want answers to some of those other questions you've been asking since the original reveal Beyond Light. Those answers were hard to come by in recent weeks while we refactor our deadlines and development cycles. The good news is that now we have more time to tell you everything you need to know about how this expansion will change Destiny 2. In the weeks and months to come, we'll share all the information you need to plan your game time leading up to November 10th. Much love, DMG. That's good. I honestly hope they don't tell us too much. Like, again, that was kind of like what made Season of the Arrivals so good. We went into this kind of blind. We didn't have this big seasonal trailer. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Bungie's just like, yo, Beyond Light's the big expansion. On top of that, you got a new dungeon this afternoon. Get at it. So hopefully they won't reveal every little thing. Looking at the Beyond Light page though, I don't think much has changed here, but I don't even remember looking at the other page. It just shows the new date, of course the reveal trailer in the background, the pyramid ship that's going to be found on Europa, of course screenshots of Europa itself. Again, as you know, we're going to be Willed in the Darkness this coming up November called Stasis. States that rooted in darkness, Guardians will wield this new elemental power alongside Arc, Solar, and Void, summoning epic supers to dominate the battlefield. Titans, Warlocks, and Hunters each use stasis in different ways, from slowing down foes with stasis fields to encasing and shattering enemies with destructive might. Very, very interesting. What's even more interesting about that is how it's going to perform inside of PvP, right? Are we just going to be able to freeze enemies in PvP? What? Also show some exotic gear here. There are those who believe Europa is nothing more than a frozen golden age graveyard. Its treasures long ago swallowed by ice and darkness. You know better. Beneath the ruins lies countless relics, an arsenal of weapons, and more. Claim this cutting-edge tech from clutches of time and dare to tame the wasteland. All right, so we got a sword and a rocket launcher. Very unique looking. At first, I thought it was like Eververse ornaments, right? Like I was like, okay, what is that? Well, he's got some new exotic ornaments coming. Cool, I guess. But I believe these are just outright new weapons, despite the rocket launcher looking very similar to Truth. There's also going to be the Deep Stone Crypt. Below the frozen tundra of Europa lies the Deep Stone Crypt. For decades, it has remained dormant. Your fire team cautiously approaches, weapons raise, and the final plan is set in motion. I love the modems there, right? It reminds me of that phase in Wrath of the Machine, where like Randall the Vandal's there. I don't know, I just see some similarities between the two. Been a minute since I did that raid. Outside of that, guys, I don't know anything else here has been posted that's new. I know we got like No Time to Explain, which is gonna be returning in some way. Shows a catalyst for the deluxe edition. Wait, what is this? The Stranger's Weapon Pack, No Time to Explain, Exotic Pulse Rifle, and the Exotic Catalyst. What? What is this? This gotta be like the seasonal weapon, right? But they're just including it there in the deluxe pre-order. Look at that, Standard doesn't even have it. Oh! I don't know how I feel about that. I'm assuming that the weapon has to be tied to the season. Is that it? I still think it should be included in standard. I don't know. So guys, that is your TWAB for this week. Nothing mentioned about anti-cheat, but we had to cover it. There's just too much happening right now between these delays. I was kind of hoping to see what exactly was delaying Bungie. No real specifics other than, of course, the pandemic, which I know definitely can delay things, okay? I'm not trying to like water that down in any kind of way. I'm still sticking to our theory that perhaps Bungie's just trying to prep things for next-gen consoles. Like, I really think that could potentially be holding up not just Destiny 2, but a lot of other games. And it's speculated that the release of the new Xbox and PlayStation is gonna be in November, which sounds about right. Well, let me know in the comments below what y'all think. I know we're hitting y'all with a bunch of announcements today. Curious to know how everything's gonna shake out, what they're gonna show us, what Season of the Rivals is gonna do to keep the hype up. Again, to me, this season leading into the big expansion is just as important as the big expansion. Shadowkeep would have never been as successful as it was without Season of Opulence. So Bungie's gonna really have to do some stuff here, especially on the tail end of the season, to really spice some things up. Well, fellas and ladies, thank you all for coming and watching, and as always,
slap that like button like your mama told you right.